Okay, so we're continuing our SAMR series using TeacherMade. And remember, SAMR stands for Substitute, Augment, Modify, and Redefine. We talked about substituting being a basic substitution for an analog paper worksheet and how you can allow them to do it digitally. We're talking about Augment in this video, and that is where you begin to add some functions and features that were not possible without the use of technology, and in this case, without the use of TeacherMade. So here, we're doing a sequencing activity. They have to read the passage, and then they're going to put these steps in order. So I'm going to use a tool that I used for our last Augment video. I'm going to use a drop-down to allow them to select numbers 1 through 10 to put these in order. But then I'm going to add another feature that's going to improve or heighten or augment this worksheet from the analog version to allow an even more powerful, effective assignment for your kids. All right, so to start, let's go ahead and drop our drop-down boxes into each one of these so they could select which this should be, either 1 through 10 in the sequence. To do that, I simply select my drop-down, click it right here. I'm going to edit, and my choices will simply be 1 through 10. So once I have those, I do have to put what the correct answer is before I save changes. So I'm going to click Save Changes. I'm not sure if 4 is correct here, so I need to go back here and look and then put in my correct answers. But I just want to get all of my drop-down boxes first, and then I'll go in and make sure that all of my responses are correct. So I'm going to Control D to duplicate, and I am just simply going to add this on each line. So after I have all of these in, I simply can go into each one and edit it to make sure that I have the correct answer selected for each one. Now, when my students view this, they will be able to simply go in and select which one this should be, step 1 through 10. Easy. Great way to augment this worksheet. Now, let's add an even more powerful feature. Beyond simply selecting the sequence, I want them to also go back up and click on the sentence that shows them that step. This is going to make them go back into the passage and really take a look, is this the next step in order? Is it my 8th step, my 9th step? They're going to actually be able to see that in the text itself. I'm going to use hotspots to do that. So I'll simply click up here on hotspot, and I'm going to select some of the text as hotspots. Okay, so here I've added hotspots to most of the sentences. What I want my students to do is after they select which number this is, I want them to find that part or that step in the passage and click on it. That will allow them or force them, require them to go back to the passage and really look for that content. Now, I need to add some instructions on that to my worksheet. So I'm going to add a quick text box. So I simply added a quick step. After selecting the step order, click on the step in the passage above. So this will tell them that after they select the number, I want them to select that step in the passage above, like this. Add food coloring. Bingo. Now students are putting these items in sequence as well as going back and identifying them in the passage, a great way to augment this analog worksheet for my students using TeacherMade.